a glorious morning, and quite a nice little park up too. But today I'm off out for a bike ride. I genuinely love riding my bike recently, so as much time as possible that can be spent cycling around, especially lovely places like this, the better. Well, it's my view of it all anyway. So on my cycle ride today, I'm going to try out my new watch. Isn't sponsored, by the way, which is a Garmin Epix Gen 2. And the reason why I bought it, the reason why I like cycling, is the watch has the option of saying, find me a local route. Put in the amount of miles you want to do, and it suggests routes. So why not? So I'm going to go on a suggested route for about 10 miles and see how it goes. But before we get there, we need to talk about the new bike that I've got there. Yes, some of you will have noticed that it's very, very bright red and very different from the one I had last time. So let's talk about that now. So I had the Engwe ECP2 Pro here in orange. Actually, that was my bike that somebody else has now. And it was just a little bit too tall on the handlebars, and the crank was too tall for me. So yeah, that's why I got rid of it. And then Engwe got in touch and went, I think you would really like the Engine X. So you'd look at them here and think they're identical, but the ECP2 Pro has no rear suspension, whereas the Engine X does, or Engine X. So yeah, they are almost the same, but quite different. And this is the reason why they've sent the bike and said, hey John, we think this is far better than the one that you bought for what you need, because as you can see here, the crank on the new one is lower and the handlebars are also lower. So the overall feel of the bike is so much better as far as I'm concerned anyway. The handlebars being lower mean it's more comfortable, and the crank being lower means that I can actually ride it in a position where I can stop without being unable to touch the floor as well. As with all these bikes, they're so well packaged and so well prepared for assembly. It literally is, you know, like, I don't know, half an hour's job, if that. Pulling the bike out, making sure that you've gone through the checklist to make sure that all the components are there, and then obviously installing the headstock, the handlebars. I'm going to touch the handlebars again in a little bit, but I'll get to that bit. I prefer to spin the bike upside down so that it allows me to assemble things a bit more easily. I don't have a bike stand or anything like that to work on, so it's just front wheel on, seat on, handlebars on, and then pedals on, and then just go around and check all the bolts to make sure that everything's fastened up properly. And like I say, finally, what you see me doing here is because some bike manufacturers have the brake levers for, you know, rear brake and front brake opposite. So I prefer my left brake lever to be my rear brake and my right lever to be my right brake. So all I did was take the brake levers off, swap them around, and then reassemble them. And you're probably asking, well, how does it compare to the Kamado and what's going on? Yeah, it's all a bit confusing, but hey ho. Basically, the new Engwe Engine X is just a meld of the Kamado and the ECP2 Pro, and for me is a more comfortable ride. The pedals are higher that I don't catch the floor, but not too high that the seating position isn't right. The power is still great. It's a 250 watt legal UK legal bike. So they've all got rear lights, they've got rear brake light, they've got a front light, they've got a comfy seat, they've got suspension, the handlebars are there, you know, all the controls are there. They are really, really, really nice bikes, all three of them. So with it being a more comfortable ride, the seating position is better. I can actually put my feet down when I get to the lights and all that kind of stuff. The handlebar position is nice. The handlebars are wider than the ECP2 Pro, but narrower than the Kamado, and yep, it folds. So I can easily fit it into the back of my van and have a little bit more space in the back too. So like I said, it's a 250 watt motor, UK legal. Unfortunately, it has got that key that I kind of dislike underneath, but that does obviously turn it on and off and lock the battery in place. And just in case you're wondering what sort of spec and capacity the battery is, it's 13 amps or 13 amp hour and 624 watt hours of power. So like I say, it does fold, so the handlebars fold down, but the handlebar stem isn't sort of big and daft like the ECP2 was, so it folds down much nicer. The seat post comes out, the frame folds in the middle, and then yeah, I can just pop it in the back of the van, strap it down, and I'm done. But this is me, and there were some little tiny details about this bike that I just needed to upgrade, which started off with converting the disc brakes to hydraulic. And these were a very simple little upgrade, in all fairness. I've kept the cables and the cable run all the way to the disc brake, and just removed the caliper. Swap these over, and these are hydraulic calipers that you can easily fit. No issues at all, probably about sort of half an hour job, all done and dusted, and they've made a massive difference to the braking power. So the other thing is change the rear cassette, obviously to give me more power, if you like, to go up hills, and obviously to go along the flat without cycling my little legs off. So this is an 11 to 34. And everything still works fine on there. As you can see, that's in first gear right now. The derailleur still sits fine. Everything seems to be perfect. And you're going to find out later in this video how I've actually been able to get up places I never thought would be possible using this new derailleur set. And as you can also see from this shot, I have changed the tyres as well to those tyres that I upgraded on the last bike, because yeah, they're just more durable, and they give more grip. They remove that whining kind of like noise that the other one, the Knobblies, came with, and in doing this job, because I was taking them all off the rim and everything else, I have put the tyre sealant gel inside as well. So I am now all set. Is this going to be the bike that I keep, folks? Well, I sure hope so. And it's a little bit chilly today. Currently it's 7 degrees, so the sunshine hides the chilly temperature. So yeah, hat underneath helmet, and long leather gloves, not the stumpy ones. But what a lovely place to go ride out. It's quite fresh as well, so it should be good. So the first thing I need to do is go to my action button and choose navigate, and then I'm going to choose round trip course. I'm going to choose bike or road bike. Now, road bike, it sticks to the roads. Bike, it uses cycle tracks as well. So I'm going to choose bike. Set distance 10 miles, and then it's basically going to take any direction. Yeah, it's going to calculate courses. So usually it gives you 3 courses straight away. 3 courses. Anyway, bike. So yeah, it's going to give me 3 courses. So once I've had a look through all the courses, I can then decide if it's going to give me like a mainly sort of main road route. There we go, course 1's done, 11.5 miles, and it looks like a lovely little area around here it's going to choose, and even gives you the direction of travel and everything else. And obviously you can then decide, do I want the one that's sort of being suggested on mainly main roads? Do I want the off-road route more? Or do I want sort of like back lane route, that kind of stuff? Comes up with a great little map on there. And you can zoom in as well, really quite detailed zoom in. So the watch that I've got, the Epix 2 Gen 2, comes preloaded with worldwide data. It's amazing. Your sat-nav can't do it in the vehicle, but this can. And it's got street names and everything on it. So yeah, absolutely epics in it. But anyway, there we go. Course 2's loaded. Right, so now I fancy course 1 rather than course 2. So I'm going to do course 1. So select yes, and I've got go, map, turn by turn. I'm going to try turn by turn. So select turn by turn, and then I hit the go button, and it's telling me to turn right. So I'm going to turn around and go right. I think I may have gone the wrong way. Yeah, I've gone the wrong way already. so never mind. It's rerouting me. Apparently I'm doing a left down the bottom here. Well, that's good. It's not telling me I'm wrong. So it gives you a pre-warning and then another pre-warning almost on the junction, and then gives you a little map to say where you're going. It's pretty cool. It means I don't have to have my phone out. Keep left on Stokesham Road. Assuming this is Stokesham Road. It is! Woohoo! Loving the new gears. So I've got 1, 2 and 3, which are great for inclines like this now. Currently in 3rd gear. 11.5 miles an hour. And then coming down the hill then, but in 7th gear, which is now a lower number of teeth, so I'm not pedaling so fast when I'm going fast, and obviously going up these hills it's a higher number of teeth, which means I can keep my cadence going like that without slowing down, losing momentum. Gear change is still really smooth. It's lovely around here then. Now I have a bike where the gears get me where I want to go to enjoy all this lovely stuff. Just make sure I'm on track. Yep, road bears around to the left. Loving this. See, I've got gear. So I've got a gear set that helps me where I want to ride. Brakes that will stop me when I need to. Comfy seat position, comfy handlebar position. This is a very, very, very comfortable bike. Decent bike to ride. Now I'm loving the fact that I don't need to have my phone there now for map and guidance and everything. Just use my watch. Brilliant. So it's coming up, it says straight on. The other thing I like about the watch is as soon as I stop, so way back there I stopped just to check I was going the right way. Just, you know, touching it and moving around while you're cycling does kind of like get you a little bit wibbly in the road. So I stopped and it instantly knew, put it on pause, and then as soon as I started moving, it instantly knew and started tracking me again. And I'm hoping I'll get a nice route map at the end of it with all the stats of the ride out. So we'll have to see. Yeah, so my first gear now is 34 teeth, which is a big step up, but yeah, means I really get a good cadence, and the more cadence I got, the less power the motor puts in, so the battery lasts longer. So I had a charge when I got it. I'm now done 25.6 miles. Not bad at all. Should easily get me what the ECP2 Pro was, which was I think that was 83 miles. So this is the standard factory seat, and I've not changed the seat post out or anything. It has got a rear shock on it, it's the one that came on it. So I just want to see what this one's like, see if I need the extra. I'm assuming I'm going left. I am going left. he didn't beep at me or anything. So yeah, so when I've done maybe 100 miles and some longer routes like this, 10-15 miles, then I'll know if I do need the additional Zoom sprung seat post or a different seat. But so far, seems good. Handlebars good, good position. Palm rests are good. These are wider handlebars than the other bikes. Good grip, good control. We're in the middle of the road, and I do no-handed a little bit. Not done no-handed on a bike for a long time. So forgive me if I'm a bit rusty at it. But yeah, bike seems to be fairly well balanced. Getting a notification right onto Honeypot Lane in 500 feet. I think the road's doing a bit of a zigzag. Any signs? No. So I don't know if I'm actually on the right road. What's my map say? Yep, cool. I do love that. Turn by turn text directions and an otherwise a moving map. Just like a sat nav in your car. Love it. Look at this, it's like a 2-for-1 deal. You get a bike review and a watch review. Tell you what, I should be getting paid for doing this stuff. It's like a nice route down there through the forest. Not now though, because the amount of rain we've had recently. Probably get bogged down there. I do have to remember that the bike's 32 kilos. And I don't know how much I'm in kilos actually. 16 stone. Whatever 16 stone is, plus the weight of the bike in a real muddy field, you know I'm going to get stuck. Sorry?
You've got your muddy stuff.
Oh yeah, too right. I get stuck probably. With the locals telling me I'm ready for some mud. It's never a good one. It's quite weird because I thought it was Welsh. So yeah, I'm going straight on through this. Drop it down a couple of gears. Whoa, that's slippy. Whoa. Yeah, so I couldn't have done that on the Komoda because the pedals would have been bashed in the side. Even after, even after changing the shock, it still wasn't as much clearance as this has given me. Why is it always the thorny bits? Middle, slippery slide. Oh, fuck. So yeah, the downside I guess is not knowing where my watch is taking me and how muddy it is. But bike's coping really well. Probably wading in, I don't know, maybe about 8 centimetres deep, something like that. The guy wasn't wrong, was he? It's muddy as. Right, so I need to get out of this ditch and up there now. That's going to be quite difficult, isn't it? Right, I'm just going to wade through it then. Like rallycross. still on the same route. Obviously I'm just going to take it easy though. I don't want to go tearing up a farmer's field or thinking a cyclist has come through tearing his field up. Bet this spot is brilliant in summer. You got a tree there for shade, it's got a rope swing on it. You get all this to enjoy. Imagine being a kid around here. Absolutely idyllic. Back inside now, just going to do myself some lunch. Bike's all cleaned up, all stored away, and come back and I am at 98% on the solar as well, so that's doing all right, charging up on the old batteries. So yeah, love the bike. I mean, yeah, absolutely love it. Didn't have a numbum after doing 12 and a bit miles. Yeah, it rides perfectly, the new gears work great, brakes are fine. So yeah, well worth those upgrades. Obviously the tyres I knew about anyway, so the tyres are really good. And the way it handles, love all that kind of stuff. And yeah, obviously the watch side of things, really good, very useful. However, probably won't use the bike option again for the route planner. I'll use the road bike for the route planner. Simply because, yeah, I don't mind going through mud and everything like that. You know, it's interesting getting some of those places. But living in a van, when I get covered in mud, the bike gets covered in mud, then I have to wash it down, everything else, yeah, it's a pain. So if I can stick to roads where it's just a bit of road grime that I can easily clean off, it doesn't get me so much because the bike's got mud guards, that's better. But yeah, overall, love that. I mean, you know, it's all right trying to sit down on a map and everything, trying to work out a route that you're going to cycle in a new area, which, you know, I get to a new area every few days anyway. But just to go on my watch and say, right, okay, it's there. I don't have to worry about my phone. I can leave my phone in my pocket well out of the way. I don't have to have it out because I'm always worried that someone's going to run up and pinch my phone or something like that. Or if I come off my bike, I'm going to smash my phone or lose it or something. So I don't have to worry about that. You know, not only is it logging all my data, but it's giving me directions. It's planning my route. It tells me all about my route afterwards. Yeah, it's brilliant. Obviously, links are in the video description to the bike, the tyres, the brakes, and I didn't do any more upgrades. Oh yeah, and the cassette, the rear cassette as well as the watch. So all the links are in the video description down below. Well, thanks for watching, and yeah, don't forget, subscribe if you like the content, hit the thumbs up button as well if you like the video, and leave me a comment down below. So what was more interesting to you, the bike or the watch, or both? And obviously, if you've got more questions, then fire away in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Right, folks, take care now, and I'll see you next time. Bye.